Alexandria was once the intellectual heart of the ancient world, a city where scholars gathered in pursuit of a treasure more valuable than gold, knowledge. Within its legendary library and museum, humanity attempted something extraordinary to collect all the wisdom of the known world under one roof. But civilizations are not remembered only for what they build. They are remembered for what they choose to protect. At the center of Alexandria stood a woman whose greatest weapon was neither wealth nor political power. It was her mind. Her name was Hypatia. More than 16 centuries after her death, her story still asks a timeless question. What leaves the greater legacy, power, or the ideas that outlive it? Born around 355 AD, Hypatia was the daughter of Theon, a respected mathematician. From an early age, she was immersed in geometry, astronomy, and disciplined inquiry. Yet she was never content merely to inherit knowledge. She expanded it, questioning established ideas while others simply preserved the past. As she matured, she became the head of the Neoplatonic school, one of the most prestigious intellectual institutions of the ancient world. At a time when women rarely occupied public authority, students traveled from across the empire to hear her. Pagans and Christians alike were united by her reason. Yet admiration carried a cost. Alexandria was changing, political rivalries intensified, and religious divisions deepened, making the city's future uncertain. Hypatia refused to belong to any faction. She belonged to reason. To her, mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy formed a single path toward understanding reality. To study the planets was to glimpse the hidden order of the universe. To sharpen the mind was to elevate the soul. She refined instruments like the astrolabe, improving the tools that allowed people to navigate the heavens and preserve ideas that might have disappeared forever. But her greatest contribution was how she taught. She reminded students that true wisdom begins the moment certainty ends and humility begins. The more we understand, the more we realize how much lies beyond us. Ignorance often speaks with confidence. Wisdom usually asks another question. She believed ideas should confront, not silence, one another. Truth emerges not through agreement, but through the willingness to examine and refine beliefs. Long before the modern scientific method, she embodied its spirit. Curiosity over certainty, dialogue over dogma, and evidence over authority. That philosophy earned her enormous respect, but it also made her dangerous to those seeking power through dogma and conflict. As conflict engulfed the city, powerful figures searched for someone to blame, whispers became accusations, and her independence was transformed into suspicion. A woman who belonged to no faction suddenly appeared threatening to every faction. Reason itself became political, and the city reached a breaking point. In 415 AD, a mob intercepted Hypatia in the streets. She was brutally murdered, and one of the ancient world's greatest minds was silenced. Also her enemies believed. They ended a life, but failed to destroy an idea. Her story reminds us that while knowledge is a fragile thing, fading when curiosity gives way to fear, it possesses a remarkable power to endure. And yet, ideas possess a remarkable resilience. Long after the buildings fall and the books burn, ideas continue to travel from one mind to another. Centuries later, thinkers of the Enlightenment looked back to Hypatia as a symbol of intellectual freedom and the fearless pursuit of truth. The library is gone, its scrolls turned to dust. Yet the spirit that animated it still survives whenever someone chooses evidence over prejudice. The greatest legacy is expanding the boundaries of understanding so others may continue the journey. Every time we choose reason over fear, her voice is heard again. Her story is not merely a tragedy from the past, it is a responsibility for the future. Truth is never inherited. Each generation must choose to defend it. If you believe philosophy still matters, join the community of timeless thinkers. Together, let's keep that flame alive.